Morning, morning. And so if you choose, I am using these printouts from the website to say, yes, today is day 10. There's an internal movement forward, and this marks an external movement forward, that we can keep track of ourselves, that we can make sense of ourselves. The practical, the physical, the place of these very real, they're real to our senses, right? This body. And yet, it's transitory, it's passing, it's aging, it's healing. And so we consider the physical body. We are awakening the 10 bodies, and we're awakening to the 10 bodies. That we are coming into an awareness and a relationship with these aspects of ourselves. And in that, we have had the soul body, this aspect of divinity that is the source of all things, the source of ourselves. We have 3 mental bodies: the positive, that expansive encouragement; the negative, the protection, the shield, the concern, the plan, the preparation; and the neutral, the observer, the sovereign. That we can simply see our way through who we are, where we are, with a new perspective. And then the physical body is the home of these things. And as I was thinking today about the physical body, that I went out to help with Lily every Tuesday and Friday. We work at the barn. And I had stayed longer in quiet this morning. And so I didn't get to move as much as I usually do before we go. And I found myself so low energy, crotchety, like negative mind was this big. And the positive mind was saying, wow, it's really beautiful outside. The leaves are lovely and it smells like cedar and horses and it's good. You're doing great volunteer work. Here we are. And, you know, the negative mind was just can't, won't, heavy-hearted. And as I went outside to dump the wheelbarrow, I just paused and I began to move myself around. And I began to move and I began to breathe and I began to find a rhythm and a pulse and a change. And after just 2-3 minutes, I could go back in and my positive mind said, I feel better. This is a beautiful day. And the negative mind said, this is how we take care of ourselves. And so we need this balance of things. We need the physical body to participate in and awaken us to our good, awaken us to a balanced negative mind that says, maybe this is something you could fix, right? So the physical body is not something that we want to separate from, is not something that we want to push aside and simply sit with our bowl of rice and in our silence. The physical body in the tantric teaching, this is a tool for us. It is not everything that we are. And that's the benefit of this whole sequence, is we are all these different things and all these different things work together. That I can't only be in my body. That I must recognize my mind. I can't only be in my mind. I must recognize my aura. So let all of these start to come together, and especially this week, the next 3 days, we're really going to focus on the physical body. So that said, applying your oil to your physical body will allow you to expand the energy and the space around you. Set yourself up, sit up tall, palms together, heart high. Good morning. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me, guiding me, healing me, holding me. Guru Dev Namo, I bow to everything inside of me, rising to meet it all. Inhale. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Ong Namo Guru Dev Roll your shoulders, roll your wrist, shake it out. First touch is where we begin. So set your blanket aside, come to stand, shake out the feet and the hands. We make 2 camera adjustments. Reach your hands up high overhead, and then exhaling, bring it down. Good. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Begin to reach your outer shoulders on the way down. Start to feel, how is it when you begin to move into your physical body with awareness, with length, with space, opening the joints, the breath. Everything changes. Use the body like a tool. Use the body like a window. Open it up. Close your eyes, find your breath. The navel opens, the hands release, the chest, the throat. Go, 30 seconds. Three, 2, good. And interlace your hands up high. Press your palms away. Step to the top of the mat. Step your left foot back. Hands away, hand down. Palms press away. Hands back up, bending your right knee. Inhale, up and open. And exhale, down. Inhale. And exhale. And as you start slowly, as you make sense of your movement, let it quicken. And hands high, stay a little to the right. Upright, hands down, stepping up, changing. Bending your left knee, hands up high, and then down to inhale. To exhale. Finding the center of your back heel, and that is your anchor. And quickening. To inhale up, to exhale down. Staying a little bit left. Back heel to the floor, palms open. And upright, stepping up, folding down, step back, hands and knees. If you choose, palms flat to the floor. That would be the modification. Advancing the posture, hands are on the blocks. And you sit your hips back towards child. Make length behind your heart. Open the eyes of your elbows, open the centers of your palms, all the way to the mid-back, all the way to the middle of your hips. Arise, hands, knees. Heels of your hands on the back edge of the blocks. Blocks are on the mat. Hips up. And down dog. Good. Hands and knees. And child's pose. Folding. Reach your hands back as you lift your hips up high. Reach it out. And then widen down. Draw forward, tuck your toes, down dog. Hands and knees. Child, exhale. Hands back, lift your hips, inhale. And sweep out. Exhale. Coming forward. Down dog. Hands, knees. Child's pose. Now you find your pace. What moves you appropriately? Where do you need to go? If yours is slower than mine, be slow, be steady. If yours is quicker than mine, let it open up, go. But we're moving out of the solid state of ourselves, coming into a liquid state, pouring forward, pouring back. Maybe you begin to move a little more lightly, that it doesn't have to be too precise, that it doesn't have to be too constrained, that you can begin to feel your body is made to move. And in its movement, it's made to warm, to rise, to strengthen. One more, we go. Set it down. Stack your blocks, set them aside, and then take your strap and roll to your back. If you started late for any reason, the track that just began is Mozambique on your playlist. We're going to take this strap right behind your thighs, right up behind the crease of your knees, and holding the strap right next to the outer edges of your knees. As you pull your elbows wide, you bring your thighs towards your body. Then press into your heels and press the strap away from your shoulders. Bending your knees, pull it in. Straightening your legs, press it out. Exhale as you bring it down. Inhale as you press it up. Keep your feet very flexed as you can. Using the strength of your arms, using the strength of your legs. Close your eyes, and you are flushing more deeply into the hinge of the hips and the way they connect to the low back, the pressure of your feet. Now, if at the conclusion of our practice, frog is not appropriate to your knees, your heels, your hips, or your back, then this is where you return. And you build up to 54 frogs right here. 3. Good. 2. 1. Set the strap aside, bend your knees, pause, palms on thighs. And hands on shins, bring it in. Keep hold of the left shin. Take your right hand and your right leg open. And then right hand to shin. Left leg, long left hand open. And exhale, hand to shin. Inhale, right opens. Exhale together. Inhale, left opens. Exhale together. Close your eyes. Keep a steady movement. Steady breath. 3, 2. Continue here for 8 more, or 2 legs out, 2 hands overhead without touching the feet. Just reach your hands towards your heels. Get a little bit stronger. Roll the low back off the floor. Pull your knees towards your shoulders, head and shoulders on the floor. So we warm and strengthen this low abdomen action, and this will help us to be a little stronger in our stretch pose. 2 and 1. And feet to the floor. Feel the breath, the nabi plexus, this center space of action, and deepen the breath there. Draw your right knee to your chest. Press your left thigh away. Soften the right knee, the right thigh. Stay here or working on your right hand behind the thigh or the outer ankle or the outer foot. Draw your right knee down. Press your left thigh away as though sliding your thigh bone out of the left hip socket. And get your breath all the way down to the pelvis. Soften your face and your toes. And change sides. Left knee to your chest. Hold the shin close. Lifting your left heel, your hand behind your thigh or to the outer ankle or the outer foot. Draw your left knee down. Send your right thigh away. Good, hands wide, float both feet. And if you choose, if you have any tenderness in your low back, a block between your thighs, or neither, just as you are. Drop your knees towards the right side to build a twist, and then inhale back up into the center. Exhaling, dropping to the right, hands wide, palms to the floor, and then center. Now, if you need to, the block can also go underneath the outer edge of your right thigh, a little support. Right hand on the left outer knee. Sweep the left hand high and then wide along the floor like a wing. Inhaling up and open through the chest and then out and down toward the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Pausing with your left hand wide. Gently hold the thighs together. Turn your navel to the left. Drop the left shoulder. To the center. Arms wide. Drop your knees to the left outer hip. And back up into the center. Exhaling, knees to the side. If you choose, transfer your block to support your outer left knee. If it doesn't meet the floor, give it support with the block. You can turn it on its edge, on its belly, but then the left hand on the right thigh. Reach your right hand wide up above you and then out to the side and down towards the hips. Inhaling like a great wing wide along the floor. Reach into your right rib cage. So honoring our physical body and all the ways in which we move via contraction. And contraction is a shortening of our muscles. When the muscles grow short, one side pulling us into the action, the other side lengthening, but over time, right arm wide, stay, that contraction can build and build tension that resides in the body unnecessarily. So these simple warm-ups and movements put us back to neutral without the chronic contraction, to center, to feet flat and neutral, to block set aside. So yesterday I got a question about stretch pose, that it's creating tension in someone's neck. So one option here, I'm not wild about it as an option, but to put the block behind you so that you can get the weight. If your head is back here, you have 11 pounds way back here, it's too much. So you need to be able to tuck your chin, bringing the crown of your head over the base of your throat. This alignment makes your head less heavy. So draw the knees in. If you need to, you have a little bit of a block support. However, by doing that, I have absolutely no action in my abdomen. So I don't want you to cheat out right there. If you need to, for the neck, try this. But if you do the block under your back, I want both legs out if you can. Okay, just try it out. So right leg long, left knee bent, hands are long. Find a whisper of ha. Feel it right from the center of your navel. Keep the breath. Close your mouth, out the nose. Bring your torso towards your left thigh. Tuck your chin, and this will prevent tension in the low back. Hands are soft, face is soft, breath is steady. Keep the breath, change your legs. If you need to, right hand on right shin, draw yourself closer to your thigh, reaching forward, reaching. It is stretch pose. You are stretching towards the tips of your toes out ahead of you. The bent knee is a modification. We'll stay for 10 and then we'll work both legs. Good. Bend your knees when you're ready, working right here, curling the chest, or beginning to lengthen the legs. Be wise through your low back. And we go. Firm your legs. Roll your heels slightly apart, your low back into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2. Order of operations. Bend your knees. Head and shoulders to the floor. Feet to the floor. All of that keeps the spine safe. Feel the gift of your physical body. Knees to the chest, head and shoulders rise, elbows in, tuck at the nose. A whisper of ha. Keep the breath, close your mouth, out the nose, close your eyes. Soften your hips, soften your shoulders, soften your face, and stay right in this bind. Use your breath. On your cycle or pregnant, long, smooth breathing. Or breathe very lightly and kindly. Five, 4, 3, 2, head, shoulders, then feet, and pause, open, breathe into your abdomen. To roll to a seat. Arriving, legs crossed or seated on a chair. If you need chair modifications, replay yesterday, Monday's modifications. So sitting tall, hands up, palms open. Open halfway. And then fold your fingers in, your thumb is strong, your palms are open. Whisper of ha. At the navel, through the mouth. Keep the breath. Just put your lips together, out the nose. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Pause your breath, hook your thumbs, open your hands, heart up, chin in, just staying long and tall. Chin up, breathe out. Inhale. Pause the breath and breathe out. No drama, no gasping, just find your inhalation. Pause your inhalation, be still. Release your exhalation, hands widen down, eyes closed, be still. Build neutrality. The body works to serve and can reinforce the mind. We are steady and tall by nature. Let the practice show this to you. Legs uncrossed, shake out your feet, shake out your knees. And then seated with the legs wide. If you're in a chair, you just walk your knees wider, feet to the floor. If you need to, knees are bent. If you need to, you're on the edge of your blanket. You can sit on the edge of a block. Hands up. We'll turn to the right, hands on either side of the thigh, fold. Inhale up. Turn to the left and fold. Inhaling and exhaling. Eyes closing. Make any adjustment that you need to your circumstance, to your fold, and then settle in. So the duration is what allows our neutral mind to mature. We just stay. Great modification, or the hands a little further, especially the inside hand reaching out. Support yourself if you need to, or two hands long and rise without touching the floor. Eyes closed. The hint of a smile. Neutral mind is still kind. No rush, no rounding, no strain. Three, 2, 1. Hands behind you, a little bit forward, a little bit back. Hands behind you, keep your chest broad. If you need to, stay here. Hands inside the thigh when you're ready. Inhale up, exhale down. Close your eyes. As you make space through the inner legs, widen your hands to your inner knees or your inner ankles, and then keep your hands right where they are. How peaceful can you make your thoughts? Can you invite a quiet? Like you're holding a child in a rocking chair. Soothe yourself. Can you find this? A very different participation. 3, 2, upright. Cross your legs, build your seat. Those wide-legged folds really help us to drop the knees and sit up tall, hands on thighs, and circle. If you're in your chair, knees are bent, thighs are parallel, feet flat, and just circle where you are. Circle in your circumstance, and in this circle, close your eyes and come into your body. Greet it. Maybe you've never even really noticed it today. Thank you, feet. Thank you, thighs. Interior function, exterior beauty. Oh, thank you, body. Reverse. Pausing tall to find your inhalation, and then just pause the breath, no gasp, and let it go. Notice your inhale, pause at the peak, heart up, chin in, lengthen your spine, and exhale. At the peak of your inhalation, pause the breath. Just be still, reside, releasing. Be free. Hands on shins, navel forward and back. Move from the hips. Inhale forward, exhale back. The top of your head stays steady. And get into your physical body. The places that are still sticky, the places that have not yet woken to this day, this gesture. All right, so you can see I'm moving from my hips, and my back is simply following my low body. Big, slow and simple, or as you choose, a little quicker, a little higher, as though you were being lifted by the center of your heart up towards your head, and you let your navel go forward and back. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the momentum. Come to kneeling. If you're on your chair or you can't kneel, then hands on thighs as you were. Set a block between your heels. forward and back. This time it's a little bit higher as you bring the knees together. The hips move further, and the momentum really begins to move through the solar plexus and higher in the spine. In, out, in, out. Never let me rush you. Take your time. Keep the crown of your head steady. You're moving through the spine. The chin is steady. The breath is steady. Five, four, three, two, center. Find your inhale. Pause full, be still, that's all. And let it go. Be still, that's all. On your inhale, pause. On your exhale, be at ease. Let it be that simple. We're going to let it grow. Up to stand. Feet slightly apart. Fingertips to your shoulders. Knees a little soft. Plant into the ground. Turning left, turning right. Eyes are closed, moving without hurry, but loosening and rising. Turn from the feet and from the navel. Center, inhale, hands up high. Widen down, palms are facing up. What emanates from the physical body? What rises through us, what moves beyond us? We move the physical body and we come into contact with our energy. Fingertips to your shoulders, elbows up, elbows down. It can be an inch at a time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you settle. Now when you're ready, backs of your hands meeting behind the base of your skull. Go where you can and close your eyes. Soften your physical experience. Move in a way that allows you to be without tension. It's in your mind. It's in your approach. It's into your expectations, your assumptions. Soften, break open. You'll feel it through the whole body. You are not separate. The arms are not separate from the hips or the feet. You are not separate from the room that surrounds you or the season that surrounds us. We are not separate. That's in our mind. Soften the tension. Melt the separation. Keep opening. This is your access to your arc line. Your connection, your through line, your Wi-Fi receiver. 3, 2, hands come up high. Please interlace your fingers down the center. Inhale up and down. Your hands a little bit lower with any shoulder issues. Hands straight up when you're ready. And right down into your heels. Three, 2, hands high. Find your inhalation, keep it. And release wide as you exhale. The aura, your presence. to your seat. Hands on thighs. Eyes closed. Turn to the left and to the right. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. Center. Left shoulder up, right shoulder down. Right shoulder up, left shoulder down. Inhale left up. Exhale right up. Eyes closed. Stay with the breath. And just change. Inhaling right, exhaling left. We use the body to be the metronome for our breathing. And with pranayama, with the direction of the breath, we're directing energy, life force, vitality through and within ourselves. We're directing our action and our thought. The pranic body, the home of our prana, the way in which it is distributed, accessed, and used. It's in the breath, in, out. And the breath is in the motion of the body. 2 shoulders up, 2 shoulders down. Three, two, one. To turn to the left. To turn to the right. Stay with the breath, inhaling left, exhaling right. Three, two, to the center, and be still. The 10th body is our radiant body. Our radiance, our courage, our nobility. Think of the people you know who seem to simply draw the best of life towards them. No matter what's happening, they're finding it. They're finding the way through, the way over, the way into, and again and again. They meet you They call you higher. Become this magnetic, this radiant, rise into it. It takes power, it takes strength. You might get it wrong. It takes courage. All of it built in the frog. So I'm going to offer one new version of frog. If you already know your frogs and you are set to go, I want you to feel that. So if you do have any pain in the hips, the knees, low back, go onto your back with the strap behind your knees, just as we do in our warm-up. That's your frog. Settle in. Or balls of the feet on the floor, heels high, hands on blocks. The blocks can be higher if you need to. Hips up, heels up, press your feet together, bend your knees wide. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And so this third frog that I will show you today, I have really fallen in love with. And it's coming out of Katona Yoga. So we are definitely deviating so slightly from the classical version here. So Katona, hands coming outside your ankles to grip your outer heels. You're going to bend your knees, right? You're going to fit inside here. And inhale, hips up. Exhaling, bending. It's deeper. But I can feel it all the way through the soles of my feet. I do have fairly long space in my hamstrings. I do have fairly long space in the low back. So that's an option. Otherwise, heels pressed together, heels up high, head and shoulders. If you don't want the block, fingertips on the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. Imagining that you're substantiating yourself so that you can hold that radiant body. Even as you get disappointing news, even as you run into someone who really disapproves of your radiance. 5. It's moving through you. It's not sticking in you. It's not designed to foil you or get in your way. Good. And sit yourself down. Now a little at a time, we get stronger. By the end of the month, we have 54, and Sue will do 108. Hands back. Heart is high, broad, bold. Knees wash. That we don't take great action and then fall down and go, oh my God, that was so huge. Our heart is high, we say, I did that. I am wildly fatigued and ever so pleased with it. Right knee down. Right hand high, send your right hip forward, reach out from your knee through your hip to your hand. Work there, or a little bit of a circle. Relieve any congestion, or reach the right hand back to draw your heel towards your quadricep a little bit further. Knees wash side to side. And the left knee drops down, left hip comes forward, left hand comes high. A little bit of a circle, some freedom all the way from the hip up the chest, or reaching back, catch the top of the left foot, send your hip forward and lengthen the quadricep. Upright. Building a cross-legged seat. Pause your playlist. Sitting tall. Ekankar. The maker and the made are one. Satanama. Everything moving in cycles. Siri Wahe Guru, so grateful for this teaching. Huzzah. Ekongara Satanama Siri Wahe Guru. 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 Satanama Siri Wahe Guru. Ekongara Satanama Siri Wahe Guru. One more. Ekongara Satanama Siri Wahe Guru. Staying seated or unfolding your body into Shavasana, just 2 minutes to let it absolutely move through you as it will. The whole body listening, porous, receiving, absorbent currencies and energies and light. Deepening your breathing. If you can stay longer, stay. Or reaching your hands overhead where you are, gather it with you, all the way through the body. And bring it in. And bring it in. Knees to the chest. Back to the physical. And roll all the way up, sweeping wide, all the way back to the spark of divinity, to the soul. Thumbs to the forehead center. I am all of this. All of this, all of these, all of me is this truth. Sat Nam, 8 count Sat, 2 count Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you for your time, your practice. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at noon. These days we will have a focus on the physical body. And on Friday evening at 6:30 we will really settle into the physical body with a yin practice, very slow. Each posture is held 1 minute to 2 minutes, and yet there is a sequence to it, a movement from one joint to the next, from one opening to the next. It's a clearing so that when you finish, there's sort of a reassembly. Without any effort, all of a sudden, I am rested. It's a great way at the end of a Friday, at the end of a week, I can sort of be overwrought and too much is fitting inside of me at one time. There's a clarity. And from there I can choose maybe a walk, or maybe read, or maybe I am a better partner for the rest of the weekend. Attending to our physical tension, distress, energy levels, all of this makes us very worthwhile to exchange with, to be known by. So attend to the physical body and know that the physical body is also related to the other 9 bodies. There's so much here. You are grand and vast. It's so beautiful. I'll see you tomorrow. Sat Nam.